Huh.
What?
That was a different one than the one normal I usually play.
Was it?
I think so. It didn't have the from like Wolverine or whatever you had it
No,
in
that
there.
was in there.
What was that?
I think so.
I don't know. Anyways.
It's too early on a Sunday to figure that out.
I think I sent you a couple versions anyways.
Yeah, whatever works, man. Okay, so Psychotic Strength Podcast. This is Tyler Toby Townsend.
Justin Bates.
Dakota Guile.
Cool. We can hear everybody. I'm a spontaneous fuck, and I don't know how to do this, and so I just do it. Yeah,
Okay.
and try and make sure that everyone can be heard and all that other crap. It either works or it doesn't. It's a lot of fun that way.
I like it.
All right, so first things first, let's do gym updates. Mine's going great. I'm killing it. Actually being consistent at least 3 days a week, which are kind of the only three that I give a shit about, which is squat, deadlift, and overhead press. I don't really give a shit about benching. It's lame.
It's a shelf, right? For you.
Well, I guess it's a shelf. That's a good point, actually. I like that idea. Yeah, that's
It's a
good-
shelf for your overhead press.
Fine.
Right?
Make me care about it a little.
Yeah, come on. You need that. You got to be able to catch it.
Right. Well, so the thing is, with the bar over, if I'm going to overhead press, it really doesn't matter the weight. I can't touch my chest with it because
Oh.
my arms are too fucking big. So it doesn't really matter too much. But a shelf is cute. You know, make my tits look a little more even.
Pick them up.
Yeah, yeah.
Get a nice
Yeah, little tit job.
little B C cup.
I appreciate that. Well, they're definitely B's or C's already. It's whether or not they're sexy C's. That's what I want. I want some H's.
H's?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
H's, but like pure muscle.
That's a lot.
Maybe some synthol.
That will get you there, I'm sure.
Just kidding. I don't fuck with that. Anyway, so pretty consistent. Squatting consistently in the sixes. I hit 716 a week or so ago. Actually, like 3 weeks ago on squat, and then I hit 760 this week for my deadlift. Overhead press is going real slow. I'm back down around like 250-ish strict press. So it's rough. It's a hard one for me. My shoulders are always giving me issues. But I got Justin Genter in there with me. And it's funny, when I talk to my girlfriend, I always have to specify which Justin I'm talking about. So now you're Bates and he's Genter, and then Lee is another one. So 3 of the people I actually talk to are all Justin.
Is Lee the skateboard guy?
No, Lee is the chef.
Oh, okay. He's
Yeah.
not the dude I was thinking of.
Who's the dude you were thinking of?
We saw him at that meet, and then we went to... was it
Joe.
In-N-Out? Joe.
Yeah.
That was the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah. Joe's a sweetheart. He just started lifting again,
Oh,
which I'm
really?
excited for. Yeah, man. He's a good dude. So, Jim?
I'm not doing CrossFit.
Good.
Getting back to the 531.
About fucking time. Nice.
Yeah, I had no motivation for the CrossFit. It just wasn't... It's not enjoyable to me, especially... They do it in a class, but, like, I'd just rather pick up a weight and put it back down. So I started 531 again. Had to go to Texas, which kind of broke up. First week and a half was going well. Then my finger got infected again. I thought I had a piece of wood stuck in it. Sounds like it's just like a pocket of fluid or something.
Gross.
We might have to drain it next Friday. We're doing antibiotics, so that made doing some of my lifts this week a little bit difficult. So
It's
like
not
I didn't
as red
didn't
as it
deadlift.
was.
It's not. It's a little swollen still, but
Yeah.
it's. I mean, it was purple like the morning when we left
Did
to
you
go
do
see
what I
guys.
told you to do?
What was
Stop
that?
sticking it in the butt?
I have not stuck it in a butt.
Okay, well, good.
So,
You're welcome.
Yeah, there's
Little
that.
reach round.
No, I'm saying, like, if he's got a cut on his finger, he shouldn't be sticking it in the butt.
I didn't do it. But yeah, I'm waiting for that to kind of go away. But I'm excited to get back into it. I still want to do like 500-pound deadlift. So
Yeah.
trying to get back to those numbers. I'm noticing really the biggest thing for me is just I really need to focus on my core a bit, get that better than it has been even in the past. Just because certain lifts are a little bit more hard, and it's not like it's never my legs or something that's tired. It's just my core. So it's kind of where I'm at.
How about you, Dakota?
Nothing too exciting for me. This last week was super rough for me. So Alyssa's grandma passed away last Friday.
Oh,
So
shit.
we've
Okay.
been dealing with family stuff, and then on top of it, we're coming into my busy season. So I have been working till like 8 or 9 o'clock every night, and then with 2 under 2.
Yeah.
Alyssa's got them all day. Like, I try to grab them when I get home. So I'm having to switch my schedule. I'm going to have to start lifting in the morning. But overall, lifts are all improving. On a little bit of a mini cut right now. We're kind of seeing where I'm looking like I just hit a weekly average of 205 this week. So that's
Okay.
good. We wanted to be somewhere between like 195 and 205 here middle of this month, so I might shave like 1 or 2 more pounds off and kind of see how it looks, see what areas need to come up a little bit more, but I'm not a strong man.
Right.
Like,
I was
I'm
going to say.
I train like a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So, like, because that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what you do. You're
That's
natural
what
bodybuilding.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I feel like we had to specify that again because
Well,
people
when
probably
you
forgot.
say bodybuilding, most people think of like the Arnold, the Olympia, the NBC, the big federations that don't necessarily encourage it, but kind of just turn away from looking at it. I mean, it's you do
At
you.
what, natural?
No,
Or
just
what?
at like the enhanced side.
Oh, okay.
So they just kind of like turn an eye. Like you say, you're a bodybuilder. Everybody assumes, oh, you're on,
You're on
you know,
steroids, yeah.
you're on something. It's
Yeah.
like no, there is a group of us, about 10% of the population, can compete in a natural federation. That's about it. Across the
10%,
world, 10%
yeah.
across the world is what the number is. That's at least what we've been told by the OCB as well as the WNBF, which are I compete WNBF.
So the numbers, I would say you're probably right.
I mean, especially in other countries where, like in Mexico, you can walk into
A pharmacy, yeah.
a pharmacy or a sports performance shop and go, "Yo, you got tren?" And they're like, "Yep, here you go."
That's
Like,
different.
Right?
In El Salvador, when I was down there, I ran out of test. And I was there for like 3 weeks, right? And I was like, fuck, I'll ride it out. But I started to get real fucking moody around week 2 because I missed 2 shots now. And I was doing probably around 1,200 of tests a week. And so it was like, it started affecting my mood. So I went into the pharmacy, and because her uncle had gotten big, I was like, hey, how do you do that? You like getting some testosterone or what? He's like, yeah. I'm like, where do you get it? Isn't that illegal here? He's like, no, the pharmacy has it. Just go ask them, and it's the good stuff too, because like, it is still El Salvador, but if you're selling something at a pharmacy, it's pharmacy grade. Yeah, like it is done correctly, right? As correctly as that country specifies necessity.
Yeah.
And their regulations, yeah.
Yeah, so their regulations, right? So I went over there, and it was good. I could taste it. As soon as it went in, I was like, nom, nom, nom. You know, like I doubt either of you know what the fuck I'm even talking about.
I was confused. I was like, is there actually a taste for that?
So Tren tastes like fucking pure iron in your mouth, and it like makes you cough, makes you want to like. I'll cough till I just about puke sometimes if it's really good.
It's still a shot you're doing. You're not actually putting it in
It's
your
a
mouth.
shot,
You
like
taste it in your
in
mouth?
my ass cheek or in my thigh is usually where I go,
Interesting.
and yeah, it tastes like shit. And then for some reason, like before I knew the Tren cough was real, I didn't cough. But if I think about it one fucking time, I'll start coughing, and it will not stop.
Weird.
Yeah. It feels like you're almost out of breath coughing. Yeah. Anyways.
Word of advice, don't do tread.
Don't do Tren. No,
Tren's bad.
We no do Tren no more. Tren bad for Tyler. And everyone else. Tren good for body. Bad for brain.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something about it that like turns off part of your brain. From my understanding, and admit it, this is very, very limited. It
Right.
sounds like it kicks off part of your brain, like in the frontal lobe. So you become more, quote, primal,
Ooh, hot.
right?
Enjoy that.
You
I
know.
just had a flash of livers being ripped open. A guy who's done natural bodybuilding. For
Yeah,
him.
yeah. It's a
See,
liver
yeah.
king. So with me, it opened up the deep dark hole in my brain. Mm-hmm. So it made everything. Basically, I had depression, and I've talked about it a few times on the podcast too. I had depression really bad. I looked into antidepressants because it was getting that bad, and then I remembered that the reason I stopped taking Zoloft was because it made me not able to come. You really want to
that
piss
would
a
make you
dude
just
off.
depressed as well.
Yeah, I could fuck for about an hour, and I'd get right there, and then it just goes away. It's not even like it unbuilds. It just...
It's like the sneeze that leaves.
That's exactly what it is.
And then you just get so pissed off because you're like, all I wanted was that release. You know, that sneeze.
I've jerked off for like a
Wow,
3-hour
that sounds
sesh.
really annoying. That sounds
Yeah.
really annoying. That's a good way to describe that. I can picture what that's like.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels.
terrible.
Like you're just like, oh,
Damn it.
Fuck.
fuck, god damn it! Like, and this poor woman, like, I was with my ex at the time, just getting fucking slammed, and now I'm mad again. You know, like, god damn it! She's like, can we just? I'm like, no. You are here. You're to be used. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that shit. I was just lucky to get in there at that time. No, but so that was the thing. It was like either or, right? So I was like, look, I was scared to come off of fucking all this shit I was on. I was on Trend, Test, D-Ball, and fucking Clomid was my cycle I was going on. And I was scared because last time I just cold turkey cut it off. Yeah, I dug myself a nice little hole and just kept digging. So I got a hold of a buddy of mine, and he explained how to do it correctly and what the doses should be week by week, and he helped me through it, and it went great. But as soon as I was off, I was no longer depressed, like, at all. It wasn't even a thought of, like, killing myself or, like, just being upset at me, you know? Like, that just stuff, all of the depression symptoms were just gone. All of them. So I'm happier, all that other shit. So I'd rather be fat. You know, like, because I'm up to 330 right now, which is the biggest I've ever been in my life. But, because Trend was keeping me lean. That's what it was doing. But I was also getting stronger.
Sounds like PSA don't do trend.
Or maybe not 2 years straight of it.
That's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
good too.
Yeah, I hear you're supposed to cycle off, but
Yeah.
it's hard to do.
Tyler,
Yeah.
cycle off? No, you 0 to 100 and then stay at 100.
Yeah. Say it 1,000. Fuck it. Yeah.
Well,
But,
one more shot. Try to kill me.
yeah, try to
Like
kill
one
me.
more rep.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm always into that shit. So, anyways, besides steroids, which comes up on this a lot because it's a lifting podcast for the most part. Competition. That's what I wanted to bring up this time. I'm holding this competition, Psychotic Strength Showdown, in August 25th. On August 25th. And our events are pretty fucking cool. We're doing log press, just about body weight, up and over. It's a press and away. So you clean it once, you press away. We're doing a load and pull, which is the first time I've seen any of this stuff done. But I'm in real estate, so I kind of wanted to make it a little fun for me. It's called Moving Day Load and Pull. So you load 2 sandbags in the back of a pickup truck, and then you're going to go 40 feet and pull it by a rope all the way to you. And so we're going to see how that goes. And then we have deadlift. We have dying deadlift, I think is what I call it, or some shit.
Deadlift
And
till you die or something.
Deadlift till you die. Deadlift to death or some shit.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
But it's basically a rep, you put it down, they throw in another 45. Rep, put it down, they throw in another 45, just until you can't. And
be
really,
on
I'm just trying to
wagon
barrel through it. Wagon wheels is how we're going to load that.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't want to use wagon wheels just because I want it coming from the ground. But there's really no way that I've found out so far
To do it quickly.
to do it quickly and be able to have it loadable, because it would be a bitch. We'd have to fucking jack it every time. But what I want is this people's hands not to come off the fucking bar. And we're just throwing another one. Right? So, that's the plan. And then Hercules hold, but with thunder grips. You know what the thunder grips are?
Those
Rolling
ones where
Thunder?
it rolls to where it's like at the bottom.
Yeah, so they're 3 inches thick.
Okay.
And it's basically a tube. And so what happens is you can grab it like this, but it just spins. So you're holding it fingers is what you're doing.
Okay.
It makes it fucking rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that. And then the last one is sumo. That's the 5th event.
That's the one that you're scaring everybody out of.
The pussies, yeah, for sure.
I've done the sumo against him,
Yeah.
Kirsten's dad, which is, I mean, he's
Chris De La Rocha.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
a 6'4", 280-pound UFC fighter, and then also Bob. Like, I made it out alive.
Bob's pretty big too. So
I managed to beat everybody but Chris. But
Chris is definitely, he's also a black belt in jits.
So his knowledge of just putting you where he wants you is too
Dude.
good.
I can forklift just about anybody. I don't know if you know what that is. If they have double underhooks, I can come over the top and pick you up with your own fucking arms, right? I couldn't do that one time to him. I had to just pressure push him out. Which actually this last Saturday, yesterday, which is how I got this fucking nose thing again, I'm learning to, it's called a catch push for sumo. So what I do is instead of charging you, I'm letting you come to me, and I just slam into you with your body, stop your momentum completely, and now I'm using that mawashi to pick you up. And what I want to do is just make it look as savage as fuck, to where you can run at me as fast as you want. I'm dead stopping you, picking you up like a fucking child, and walking you out of this ring. That's the plan.
I'm going to have a new way of beating you whenever I come back and do that again.
Yeah,
Low. Go for the knees.
if you can.
It's not as easy with something like this because if they can grab you, like for me, the best way I've won against Tyler is spinning out and either getting him to essentially misstep and go to the ground or just fall out of the ring before I do because I can't out strength Tyler. My best one was just you were mad and tired and you were like, I'm just gonna hit him really hard, and I just kind of stepped to the left and like whoop, and he just ran straight out, and I was like, sweet, that one didn't hurt.
Which is
good.
what did he call it, Bob? He's the one who's bringing
he said
the.
it's dishonorable.
It's lawful but awful is what he
Yeah.
calls it. So it's legal, but it's kind of a bitch move
Yeah.
in sumo. Sumo wants power to win, right? And
Yeah. That was just one
I
where it
don't
was
know.
really going to hurt if I went head on with you.
I was coming. I was in a 4-point stance. I wasn't even in a sumo stance. I was just like, just came right off the bat, and he just moved, and I'm like, fuck. Just hit the ground. I was like, God damn it, Justin.
I'd say I've managed to stop him a couple times, but
Yeah.
with that one, I was like, I don't see me stopping that.
Yeah.
I see me going backwards. So
Well, I like the catch thing because it's really like I just take one step with my right foot forward, create a concrete base, and then just slam into you as you hit me to stop your momentum. And it was working pretty good with Bob. I have to figure it out because I keep wanting to either go low enough to where I'm double legging somebody, right? But then my knee wants to drop because I'm a wrestler, right? Or I go high up on your back, which I need to get in the hitting you low like a double leg, but grabbing the mawashi, not your thighs. If I can grab the mawashi and then I can just stone press that, like really get you up on my chest, then it's over. I can pick up and move probably a 400-pound dude easy. Like, it wouldn't be a problem, right? I mean, I pick up that heavy of a stone.
Yeah.
So, a human, granted they're moving, all this other bullshit, right? But if I can get chest to chest with somebody, that's what I want to start doing with Chris. Chris's momentum started getting taken away when I stopped meeting him. And the problem is he's also a boxer. Hands are allowed. So he's fucking chest slamming me with his palms. It's fucking hurt. Or he'd fucking forearm me in the face. He's the one who cut me here. And
so there's nothing soft about that guy. Running straight into Tyler, it doesn't hurt nearly as bad. With Chris, it's all of it is painful.
It's all muscle and bone. He's fucking strong.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good dude. He's letting us do it there, and so there is a place to practice sumo, and I'm making sure I'm there every week. The issue with me is I get too into things. I think me and you were talking about this. I might join their sumo club and actually do a competition now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it. If I can figure out how to do this right, I will be a force to be reckoned with because I am fucking strong. And a lot of these guys may be strong, but they're not me strong. And it was funny because he's talking to me. He's like, if you're going to catch, like, you got to know that person's not going to run right through you. And I'm like, yeah. Like, what are we talking about? And he's like, no, I mean, like, you have to, like, know. And I'm like, bitch, ain't nobody walking through this. Like, what are you fucking talking? My ego, have you met me? Like, you think my ego is going to let me believe someone's running through me? I don't give a fuck if you're 800 pounds. I will stop you, pick you up, and throw you on your ass. That is my plan. You could be a pickup truck, and I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I really believe if I were to get hit by a car, I'd have a shot. I really believe it. If I planned it enough and I was ready enough, I think I could flip that motherfucker over my head.
You think you can take a bear?
No.
Okay, all right.
So the only reason they have claws and teeth as well. Power wise, if you took all that off of it, I'd do it.
How fast do you think you can stop a car? Like, how fast is it moving? At what point do you say you can't stop?
Maybe
that car?
10, 25.
Okay.
40, it's still, I'm still fucking that car up. Right? But it's not going to go well for me.
Is that because you're stopping the car partially, or because you're enough of an obstacle to fuck up the front end?
If I'm
Well,
ready for it,
I guess the other question is what kind of car?
Yeah.
Okay, because
Little
if
cube
you're
car?
if you're fighting a Prius, like that's one, or like a Ford
oh,
Focus
Prius,
or
I'm
something
flipping
like
over
that.
with nothing.
Like something like that.
I'm talking like my truck. Like,
Okay,
the
so we're talking about
the more surface area, the better for me. So I can just fucking boom, stop that thing right as it goes. The hard part is the bumper is going to take my legs out. You know what I mean? So I really got to have a sturdy base. I've thought about it a lot.
I feel like you put too much thought into
I
this
think
one.
so too. I think so too, and I think
Probably.
I could be wrong. But I will believe what I want until proven otherwise. And I feel
feel
like
like
at
we
that
need a
point it
waiver.
doesn't matter.
Need a waiver.
We need
Right?
a waiver. We're gonna find out.
I've also wondered, this is another thought just off my head, if there's a way to jump out of a plane without a parachute, if there's an angle and direction you could land and roll and keep rolling to disperse that amount. Because there's only a finite amount of speed you can catch falling.
Yeah, terminal velocity.
Absolutely. So if you can figure out the angle, because when you're falling, you can definitely point yourself, right, and start heading in a certain direction. So I'm wondering if there's an angle you could be to roll that motherfucker out and just land.
Like catch on a hill rolling.
Not even on a hill, flat.
I don't think you could do it flat. Maybe
Okay,
on a hill.
maybe a hill.
Maybe a
okay,
hill.
if that's what we're talking about.
Barrel roll all the way down.
Yeah.
Where are those big rolling hills of like the Midwest?
That's
when
what
you
I'm
need
talking
'em?
about, right? Maybe
Into-
covered
into
in
a
wheat.
body of water or something. Covered in
No,
wheat.
no water.
Well,
no
water
water.
rolling,
Water.
yeah.
You
Water.
hit the ground, you roll, and you're going to be slowing down, and then you roll.
Oh,
into
so water at the bottom of the
Water
hill.
at the bottom, not straight in. Because
Maybe
isn't that
sand?
where it's like basically concrete?
What do you think? Well, sand will slow your roll. You don't want to slow the roll. You want to move with the roll. Anyways, just a thought I had. Scientifically, I'm sure it's possible.
But the actual
But
actually
the
doing
fragility, is fragility a word?
That is, yeah.
Fragileness of the human body, I don't think could take it. Because
All
most
right.
people are pussies.
Mythbusters. Plausible.
it. We need you to
Not
throw Jamie out of a
realistic.
plane.
Yeah. Could do some math for me, right? I'd love him to do the math. But those are things that I think about.
Okay.
Yeah. I do feel as though I am invincible. And until proven otherwise, I'm going to keep believing that. And then
Well, he's still here, so far.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
whatever
batting
floats your boat.
1,000
The
right
statement's true as of right this second.
Right.
During recording.
And then I feel like, at the same time, if I do get proven wrong, I don't think I'll give a shit.
Probably be dead then.
Because you'll have to kill me first for me to believe you.
There you go.
And I will haunt you. I will fucking haunt you for the rest of your days. And in hell.
I actually had a dream that somebody killed me by throwing me under a train, so I came back and haunted them and murdered them last week.
That's hot.
It was a weird dream. It's a very weird dream. There's a lot more to it where I was doing pest control at a customer's house, but I was also a ghost. It was a weird one.
I had a weird one where everyone had baby bodies, but their normal faces. And we were all yelling at each other. It was very circular. I'd be yelling at somebody, they'd be yelling at me, I'd be yelling at this person, they're yelling at back, and like all this other shit. But we are baby-bodied, big-headed, normal people head things.
Yeah, that would be pretty creepy.
It was weird.
like my toddler running around with your head on him.
Or with yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a 35-pound toddler with a 50-pound head.
What is that? What's the... I don't know if you guys would know this movie. It's like a high school full of superheroes.
Yeah.
And in the end, the adults basically get turned into that.
Uh-huh. Superhero High. Or something
Superhero
like
High?
that.
Yeah. And then they're... Well, I think they're actually turned into babies, but I think one
Yeah.
of them has a big head. Like the bad guy does.
I think so. I think he
Yeah.
got fucked up. He hit with the ray wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, sumo. Right? So that's the fifth event.
I think everybody
Cash
should get over
prizes.
it and
I'm
just do
pretty
it.
close to about $1,000 a piece. for the cash prize. The way this works is going to be all the weight classes. You're going to need to place first or second. You have the choice to compete in sumo or not, but the only people that will be able to compete are if you took first and second of your weight class, which there's 30 weight classes. Okay? If you pass third and fourth, get the next opportunities. So if first and second pass, third and fourth get a shot.
And you have to compete in all 5 events, correct, to get the cash prize?
4 events.
No, to get the cash prize.
You have to win sumo.
Okay.
To get the cash. So once you do that, the weight classes are split again to heavyweight men, lightweight men, heavyweight women, lightweight women, and you must win your division in order to get the cash prize.
Got it. How many sponsors you got?
19.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well done.
And we're about five fucking weeks out, or 5 months out.
Pretty
Yeah.
excited. I think it's gonna be cool.
It's going to be
really fun event.
freaking cool. Like, we're going to be there. So,
Well, I'm also having this set up to where, like, a quarter of this parking lot is going to be vendors, basically. Like, all these people who have, like, either sponsored somehow. Well, you have to sponsor it, right? But that means products or help or whatever. They're going to get a table and get to actually. You're going to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. I was, like, trying to explain it. But, yeah, so you'll get a table. And so as people come in to register for the event or to their family's going to come in, we're going to have you over by the food. We got taco trucks. Carlos Bidria is going to be there. Fucking bomb-ass tacos, dude. Anybody who's helping with the event, so event staff gets 50% off.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. So, I don't know. I was talking to Lily, though, and she's just telling me it kind of sucks that I don't get to compete at this one. And I'm like, the one that I would like,
Really,
it's all my favorite shit, you know? Like,
I mean, Shaw competes in a Shaw Classic.
doesn't he?
I think so.
Oh, well, I don't know if it's even legal in this fucking thing.
I
But
don't
I
know.
also don't want to. Because if
Yeah.
I won, then I'd kind of be like, well, no.
That, and I think there's going to, especially for like the first time putting it on, there's going to be a lot of moving parts you're going to want to oversee and make sure it goes well. But I think the sumo will be a fun addition.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are whining about it, but they need to get over it.
I just think that really a couple of these people are just. One of them I know for sure is just kind of a dickhead, and he's going to shit on the event no matter what. The other one, he's just a vagina, like a walking sand-filled vagina. Basically, the guy's actually a decent dude from what I hear of everybody else. I felt pretty disrespected a few times. And without giving him the benefit of the I give you the benefit of the doubt the first time. The second time, not so much. You do it a third time, and we will fight. Like, I've already challenged him to a fight, and he's a big fuck. But I doubt he'll even show up to this event. And that's the hard part is when somebody starts getting really upset, they start talking shit. I need people to show up to this event, and people are really just shitting on it back and forth all over everybody. So it's going to be fun.
You're going to get that in any event.
Right.
Because, I mean, we get it in the bodybuilding world. With our events, too, people go, oh, natural, you know, whatever. Or, you know, they go and they look at the winners and go, nah, he's not natural. And it's like, dude, we are, like, in my federation, you know, we're polygraphed, we're urinalysis, we're all that. Like, if you're a pro, off-season drug testing is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, he's not natural. Like, even one of my coaches are like, nah, there's no way he's natural. I'm like, yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Like,
there's cool stuff you can do to the body naturally.
exactly. If you're training efficiently, but like, you're gonna get that in any event you host.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you're hosting a strongman event, if you're hosting, you know, a powerlifting meet, a bodybuilding show, a
Yeah.
CrossFit thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there are gonna be people who shit on your event,
Yeah.
no matter what. And
it's
they're
just
going to shit on your
frustrating.
business, too. I mean,
Yep.
that's a whole
People do
nother
that.
can of worms there.
Well, so that's the cool. I was talking to him about this morning. I had to open up like a specific account for Psychotic Strength. I've made it now an LLC.
Nice. Moving in the right direction.
Right, because we're getting sponsorships. We're having people sending me money. And they're like, oh, so can I get a receipt for that? And I'm like, yes. Right? Like I didn't expect to even like, it's a bunch of shit that I never even thought of. So now the sign up form, which I'll send you one too, but basically it's now a sign up sheet, and so you have to say which tier you're doing for the sponsorship, how that's going to work, how you're paying, and all that other stuff. And then below that, I sign it. I date the time that your partnership contribution is received, and then I send all that shit back to you. So it's like it's its own fucking signable receipt. So I work with contracts all fucking day. So this will work, right? And it's just been shit I didn't even think about. Like, oh yeah, sponsor it. All right, cool. Where do I send the money? I'm like,
That's
I'll
a good
take
question.
it. You know, like I guess, but then at the same time, like I was talking to my accountant. She's like, well, what are you going to tell the government? I'm like, first of all, fuck the government. But second, yeah,
What do I need to tell the government?
what do I need to tell the government? If I'm just receiving like fucking $6-7 grand, and then it's just disappearing again at the end, she's like, you're gonna get taxed on that like you just spent it. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, all right,
Yeah, you need to try to figure out if you can become a 501,
501. I don't know.
a nonprofit.
No, I don't want to do that because it
Because-
is not a nonprofit.
Well, here's the thing. Nonprofit doesn't mean you don't make profit, right? But if you're netting zero at the end of the year,
Yeah.
so you have $50,000 come in sponsorships and all that stuff. But if your salary happens to be $50,000 minus your expenses, the business doesn't make a profit at that point.
Yeah, but I want the business to make a profit. It looks
See-
better on paper and shit. So that's the thing too. Is the world I live in is this pay to play fucking game that you have to show enough without paying enough, right? So like even as a realtor, I make damn good money, but how much taxes do I want to pay? And then we have to offset it, right? Well, you say zero until you go try and get approved for a house.
Yeah. Well,
So I need to be approved for business loans, for houses,
Yeah.
for all this other shit because we're actually going to start buying some fucking property here and just flipping them around. Right? So we're to that point, and I can't get a loan if I don't have profit.
yeah, you gotta make enough to where your people are willing to loan you money.
Right.
But you don't want to make enough to where you have to pay an ungodly amount of taxes every year. Like if you want to make $1 million a year, that's great, but you don't need to make $1 million a year to get a loan.
Well, so the plan is as well is, first of all, cash is going to be king. But at the same time, I want to get to the point where tax breaks are accessible, right? So I want to build a business and businesses to the point where, like, yes, I have to pay a bunch of taxes. Well, except for this tax cut and this tax cut and this break and that break. To
He's
where
gonna be the guy buying a jet just to be like,
That's
yeah,
exactly
I'm
what
right,
I'm gonna do.
writing $26 million
my
on
buddy
a,
just bought a brand new $80,000 car because his accountant told him to. Right? And he's like, I don't even fucking need it. He's just like, I just didn't want to. He's like, I'm not paying that to the government. Fuck them. Right?
Like we buy trailers and equipment for our business,
Right.
To try to. I mean, like I got told, hey, we need to spend some money at the end of last year,
Yeah.
and I was like, great, I need a new dump trailer,
Good.
17 grand, you know,
Yeah.
right there. Walked in, paid for it.
Yeah, 'cause-
I didn't even take the possession of the trailer until the first of the year because it wasn't ready. My trailer, it was sitting on jack stands, you know, not even assembled yet. And I was
But
like,
it was
I want
paid
that
for.
one. It was
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
for. I had the
Yeah.
receipt. I had everything. It was just like, they're like, we'll get to it on the 5th. I was like, great, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, yeah, because I gotta say, before I hit a certain tax bracket, I was like, fucking tax season, right? Like, I get money back every year, but now I'm just like, fuck the government. Like, the more money I make, I'm like, fuck you. Why do you get so much of my money? Why? It's
And
like
yet our
30%
free-
off the top?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, I think we're like 32, 35, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's
so
just-
it's 30 something, yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal.
For what? So you can send it to another fucking country? Fuck your shit. Anyway,
I
sorry.
don't know. If I'm paying 35% of my income, I expect 35% of an F-22 every year for the rest of my life until I get a goddamn F-22,
Well, that's 4 years down the road.
right?
30% of a fucking F-22.
Like an
After
80,
4
$80
years.
million jet.
Right, dude. What the fuck, man? And then it was really frustrating for me to I saw the number. That's why I don't watch the news, right? But even
Yeah.
on Instagram and all that other shit, it sent me this thing, and I think it was a friend of mine sent me how much we just sent to the Ukraine. And granted,
Oh, yeah, all the money they got left over there.
war sucks, but war happens. This whole world, these countries weren't divided on accident. Someone took all that shit from somebody else and was like, "This is now mine." Right? Like that's how the world has worked for fucking ever. Billions, like hundreds of billions. I mean, I don't know. I thought we were in debt as a country.
We are, and it's
Yeah.
really fun if you cut a couple of zeros off of the like U.S. budget and break it down to like household income.
Yeah.
And it's like we are spending. I think it's like our income was like 40,000 is what they cut it down to. Like 40,000 a year was our income, and we're spending like $65,000 a year. So it's like we are behind, $15,000 on a household income that you are
Yeah.
behind a quarter of your income.
It's
That's a lot.
It's frustrating, man. Like this. So we're in the movie theaters yesterday. Saw Dune 2. I don't know if you do you see Dune?
I haven't watched the new Dune 2, but I watched the first one.
It's good, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed Dune. But I enjoyed the other ones from like the 90s.
Oh, I didn't know there were other ones.
Yeah, there's another Dune movie from like the late 90s. It's like 6 discs, like I think it's like 5-6 hours because they did it in one shot.
It's based off a book, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I did not know that. I saw the second one yesterday. It was great.
Good.
It was really good. A few plot twists I didn't see coming. I didn't read the books. I haven't seen the old ones. Batista, you know who that guy is, right? He's a little fucking bitch. And it really made me mad because he's this big fucking monster of a dude. And in the first movie, he's kind of a badass. In the second movie, he's a pussy the whole time. And I'm like, boo.
It's never what you want to see from Dave Bautista.
Nah, dog. Like, you better get it.
You need to be cutting heads off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looked
Anyways.
like he'd be a big bad from the 2 minutes
Yeah.
I watched yesterday.
He's
I tried
supposed
to
to
start
be.
it, and then I was like, "This is just not what I'm looking for right now." No. I've never been huge into sci-fi though, so I struggle getting into that stuff.
Oh, anyway, so sorry, movies, right? So, but there's a new movie coming out, and it's about the separation of like Texas, California, Nevada, and like from the U.S. I think it's actually just Texas and California, and so now Texas and California are fighting the rest of the U.S. for their own sovereignty.
Well, if I remember
That's
correctly,
what
I
the
know.
movie's about.
It's a brand new movie.
So
Yeah,
Texas is.
huge.
Well, it's technically, I think, because California and Texas were the only ones listed as like republics before they joined the U.S. So they're the only ones that were pre-formed when they joined the U.S. So they're the only ones that can remove themselves.
So that's why
That's-
in the
I
movie
think that's
that's like that.
the
Because
plot.
first of all, California doing it, probably not. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Texas, I could see it.
I can see California doing it. I could see both of them doing it because the amount of money that they have.
Well, but California would cut off to what? To be more liberal?
But they would be their own country. They could make their own.
But that's
rules,
what I'm
things
saying.
Like that.
Is like they would cut off to be more liberal, whereas I feel like Texas would cut off because their rights are being infringed on.
Yeah.
And they want to fight for the real rights of the actual American back. Whereas like I feel like California would be like just kind of a fuck off state where everybody would be like purple haired. I don't know. That's a weird way to put it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, either way, it would be interesting if they did.
I definitely see Texas. As
Texas
more
would be
likely.
extremely dangerous if they did.
Absolutely. Everyone's got guns, and that's
Or
where most of them were
Alaska, too.
made. Alaska?
I would see Texas and Alaska over Texas and California.
Alaska wouldn't secede because of Russia.
Yeah.
Because if Alaska wasn't part of the U.S., Russia would have probably already invaded.
They have previously, I think it was Japanese tried to invade the U.S. through Alaska, and the Alaskan people just fucked them up.
Yep. Oh, I'm not saying they wouldn't put up a fight, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, okay, you have Alaska versus Russia.
Well, and I
That's
also
true.
think
That's not
that
something I would think about.
Alaska wouldn't be a good idea. It's so separated.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, it would be on its own. Canada's right here, Russia's here, Japan's over here. Like
When they don't have the population even.
they're
like
kind of
that.
fucked. Yeah.
Makes more sense.
They need our
But they've got
firepower.
well, they got oil money though. Let's be honest, they got a
right.
lot of money up north.
That's fucking crazy.
That
Yeah.
that's big money up there.
Is,
So
that,
even
is that
Texas,
because of oil up there, though? Because if
Yeah.
so, that would just be one more reason that people would invade Alaska and they should stay underneath America's
But I do
protection.
wonder, though, with that type of money and that type of shit going on, if they cut off, would they still owe all the money the U.S. does, or are they just starting new? They're like, file bankruptcy, start over. Like, how does that
that's a
even work?
complicated question that I don't think anyone really has an answer to. But if they're seceding from the U.S., the U.S. is still liable for the rest of it. It would be what I would think would be like dividing a company up into divisions, where like, you know, Mopar took the Ram line and the Jeep line, the only lines that were profitable, and removed them from Mopar Dodge as a whole. So the ones, you know, the Ram trucks, that's why they're no longer Dodge Rams. They're Ram pickups.
Interesting.
Because they were the only ones making money.
Yeah.
Jeep was the same way too.
Yeah.
But Jeep never, they were part of the company, but like, that's why they subdivided Ram specifically, was because Ram was making money and the rest of the company was taking a loss.
Ouch.
Didn't know that.
I didn't either.
Yeah, Ram
I don't know a lot about that stuff.
Dodge was the only one, you know, the only division of Dodge making money for a couple of years was Ram. Their pickups, mainly because of the Cummins line, but you know, that's why they divided them off.
Interesting.
You know, Ford has done that in the past with some of their stuff too.
I say, don't they have like a cheaper version of a lot of their vehicles under a different company name?
Mm-hmm.
But
I
Ford is
mean,
like the premium, basically.
no, Lincoln's the premium.
Lincoln's the premium.
Yeah.
But I
That's
mean,
what it was. I had it
all
backwards.
manufacturers do that. Toyota, you got Lexus.
Yeah.
Toyota's the mid grade, and I don't remember what the low grade is.
I think it's like Hyundai
Yeah, we don't really.
or Kia. One of those two. I know they've.
Those are Korean companies.
Oh.
Those come out of South Korea.
See, I never realized all of that. I just thought they were all separate companies, and then I found that out with the Ford thing.
Yeah,
and
like
I just
Daimler.
never dove into it.
Yeah,
further.
owns like Mopar and Mercedes and all that too. And like you look like Volkswagen owns Audi, which also owns Bentley, I believe.
I thought it was Porsche.
I think that they might own Porsche too, but
wow.
like these big parent companies just own so many things that you don't know. Like you look at it, and in the end, at the end of the day, there's like 6 companies that own like 80% of the world GDP.
Wow.
And I mean, BlackRock is massive. If you start looking into like what,
This?
no, it's
That's what my thought went to.
no
The
BlackRock, Vanguard, those big like hedge funds.
Oh.
If you start looking at like the S&P 500 and like the percentage of ownership, it is absolutely terrifying.
Wow.
Like BlackRock as a company, like their goal is you own nothing.
Yeah.
So everything is rented. Everything is leased.
Jeez.
Right?
That's why I want to buy a house.
Well, and
Yeah.
the largest purchaser of U.S. real estate last year was BlackRock.
Yeah.
The largest purchaser of single-family dwellings was BlackRock.
Right,
That's
so
been
they
a
can
few
make them
years in a
rentals
row
and
now.
leases. Okay.
So
Well-
you get those companies that come in and you think it's a local company, you know, buying all these and building a real estate portfolio. Look at who owns them.
Yeah.
It's going to be somebody like BlackRock. It's going to be a hedge
Jeez.
fund is going to own somebody. So
Hurts
you know,
my feelings. Really, what it makes me want to do is create a hedge fund and really just handle business.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think anybody in this room is smart enough to run a hedge fund.
I don't know
even
if it's
combined.
100% that. And people do say stuff like that kind of shit. That kind of stuff doesn't make any sense to me because someone is smart enough. And all I got to do is pay them enough money to do it for me.
Yeah.
Money runs this entire fucking planet. And
Right.
capitalism is huge in fucking U.S. and everybody wants to pretend it's not the way of life. But money will get just about anything done, and it'll just get you just about anything.
All right. Yeah. Story time. All right. I'm going to leave names out of this.
Oh, that's horny.
Right? So, a friend of mine went to purchase some commercial property in Battleground.
Hot.
Right? They're going to run their business out of that property.
Right?
Well, the developer sold it out from under them to an apartment developer. But they weren't able to develop the commercial property to run their business because it was against the Battleground rules. all their sub laws. So they rezoned the property against Battlegrounds laws because somebody got their pockets lined, and they were going to put a big apartment complex in on top of the commercial property. Because somebody got their money lined.
Did they do it?
No, because they showed up to the city council meeting and made one hell of a stink, and everybody realized somebody was getting their pockets lined. So
Good.
things vanished very quickly. Things were rejected for that reason. But they are a
Yeah,
Ruthless.
so it's Lily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's kind of close this up. We ran a little short. We're a little late to start, but yeah, we'll do another one of these.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. I like your conspiracy stuff,
oh man.
and it's not conspiracy stuff if shit's happening, and I like that shit a
Yeah.
lot. So yeah, we'll kind of close this one up. It's a little bit of a short one, but maybe more people will listen. A little
Maybe.
shorter one because that go like 2-3 hours sometimes.
We have that happen with our podcast. We'll do
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, 2 hour game. It's like it was a sick game. Nobody wants to make it that far. You do a
Yeah.
44-minute game, and everybody's like, I can sit through that. I'll watch that.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Tyler Toby Townsend.
Justin Bates.
Dakota Gal.
All right, man. Well, I'll have you guys back on, and we'll just keep continuing this.
All right,
Absolutely.
hold on.
Do it.
Remember, come to the event.
Yeah, come to the event
Yeah.
August
August.
25th.
You want to be there? There's going to be some cool stuff happening.
Yeah.
And when and where are you training your sumo?
Sumo is at Forge Combat Saturday at 10:30s. We're fucking with times and days. I might just end up taking the whole club and seeing if I can get them in there even 3-4 days a week.
Really?
Yeah,
And Chris is open to that?
that's the conversations need to be had.
Ah, gotcha.
Right. So
Pending.
Pending.
But nonetheless, come to the event.
Come to the event.
Come
August
have some
25th.
tacos.
Tacos and fucking sumo and
Pull a
sexy
truck.
strongmen, slutmen.
Hell yeah.